Hello. We are shedding old skin to reveal the light within. I just felt like I needed to spontaneously do this little live activation transmission just to kind of honor the equinox that we have gone through. Because sometimes we get these beautiful PowerPoints in our lives or in the calendar, which actually make us go through a process of shedding, but also to kind of explore how animal medicine comes in at certain points in our life to complete a process, and why all of us need to go on a journey to shed old skin in order for us to not only reveal the deeper light within, but for us to come into position with it. And it's part of the way that we evolve. It's part of the way that we embody our soul. And it's also the part of the way, our way, if we are a healer or a teacher or an entrepreneur or a facilitator or any leader role, right? Or stepping into that leadership role, we are constantly going on this journey of shedding, right? Shedding and releasing outdated old paradigms so that we can contact that deeper light inside of us and let it unfold, let it move through us, and so we can gift it to the world in more of its pure state. So for me, this is an ongoing journey. I know we've all been on it. I'm sure you have been on a process throughout your life where you go through a massive shedding or transformation, or a journey where the old has to go. And that could be many things, right? It could be you go through a process of outdated beliefs having to go, old emotions that you don't want to hit up against. Sometimes you've got to purge your friends, purge the relatives out of your life. Sometimes it's going through your house and decluttering. Sometimes it's all of that, because deep inside there's this deep need to reinvent the self, right? To reinvent the self, but on a deeper level, not only reinvent the self, but to re-emerge, re-blossom more of who you truly are, who you authentically are. And we're all going on that journey, right? To come back to our authentic core, to really embody the truth of who we are and live it, right? Because how else are we going to create our unique path forward? How else are we going to be in complete joy and happiness? So it's a journey, right? It's all a journey. And so I love when I'm a big believer, right? And I'm sure you are too. I love it when we also honor the cycles of life. So, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in this cycle of life at the moment where where it's autumn, right? So the old trees are shedding their leaves. There's a process of everything shedding, the lights, going down. The darker days are increasing. So it's a moment of great transition, right? So it's a transition from one world to the other world. We also have the Jewish New Year around this time. For me, it's also the time when school starts. So there are many things in this calendar of life, right? Normal life calendar, that actually, for me, mean that I'm going from one life to another life, from one chapter to the next chapter, from one year to the new year. So this is one of my new year points in the year. I've got a few different ones, but this is definitely a new year point in the year where I shed, where I let go of an old identity, and I can feel this deeper part of me wanting to step forward. And this is why I wanted to give you this live, because A, you might be feeling this, right? B, we go through this all the time anyways in our lives. So we've really got to master it. We've really got to master death and rebirth. We've really got to master learning to transition, learning to shed old skin and find that deeper point inside of us. So this is what's going on, right? And then a little bit of animal medicine. I am a big believer in when the universe reflecting moments back, like reflecting things back to us to say we're on track, or giving us a message or a clue to say, hey, look at this, or giving us a little reward or a little gift to go, you've got this, right? So one of the things that I love, and I will piece all of this together for you, is animal medicine. Like, I love it. For me, I love when an animal crosses my path, particularly at a poignant time, right? So it could be, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had this gorgeous fox, and I drove. I think I came home dancing one night. It was like very early hours of the morning, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I parked the car, and there was the most beautiful fox looking at me, a really plump, and usually the foxes here in England are very skinny, but this beautiful fox looking at me. And she was like showing me her beauty of how resourceful and cunning she can be to get what she needs to get. And I was like, this is a little bit of medicine for me to know that actually this fox energy is serving me at this time in my life, right? Other times we get animals that come in to give us a blessing, or they give us a message. Like you might get a butterfly that crosses your path and you're like, okay, this is about transforming metamorphosis. So animals come along to give us messages, to remind us that we're either on track or how to get back on track quickly, or they're just a little gift from the universe. And for me, I love deeply playing in the universe and letting life reflect its brilliance back to me. Otherwise, what point is this life, right? There's me and then there's life around me. And I want to make sure that I'm interacting with all of it. Otherwise, how am I going to have a magical life, right? So this time it's all been about the snake, right? And what do snakes do? They shed skin. So let me just piece this together. So this whole live is about shedding skin to awaken the life within. We're at a seasonal point in the calendar where we are going through an actual shedding with autumn and the transition from light to dark. And I'm getting this animal medicine of the snake, right? So I'm getting like three things lighting up. One is I can feel my soul moving in this way. Two is there's a deep alignment in the calendar. And three, I'm getting that imagery or that gift back from the universe. So for me, when things like this line up, and it's important we start to notice them so we can have a multidimensional magical life, right? It's important we notice them. When these three things started to line up, I was like, right, I am totally in a whole extraordinary portal, an extraordinary portal of awakening here. And it's very important that we notice when things start to line up, right? When things tend to happen in threes, right? Threes or sixes or nine. When these things line up, pop, 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 dot, dot, and you can see there's a strand, like a one theme, a one thing pointing to the one thing. All of a sudden, you can enter into some extraordinary portals for your own evolution, for your own ascension, right? So I'm in one of them right now. So, two things around the snake, right? And then I'm going to piece it even more together for you. So, you got to get this, right? We can enter into portals of ascension and awakening when we have two or three or four more things start to line up in our life. Bam, 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 bam. And all of a sudden, we get pulled into an energetic resonance of an awakening or a vortex or a portal to move us up to another level. Okay. I am 100% sure that you've all had these experiences, whether you've noticed it or not, right? Or maybe when you look back, you can go, that's what that was. Or maybe you already know how to do this, right? But I need to give you this clue because as we're learning to play with reality more, right, becoming masters of our own reality, evolution, and creation process, we have to know how to play with the magic here, right? So, on the equinox, I'm feeling myself shifting, right? So I'm feeling already that I'm needing to go through a new rebranding. I'm feeling like the work I'm done is kind of outdated. I want to step into a new way. I've got two very big projects that are happening behind the scenes, which you'll know more about them over the next 6 months. And in order for them to really manifest, I kind of have to jump. I have to grow. I have to evolve. I have to shed a lot of old ego. I have to shed a lot of old identity. I have to shed a lot of ways that I've been looking at life. I have to shed a lot of the ways that I've been maybe interacting with my family, which is making me slow down. I have to shed what I'm eating, what I'm not eating, because it's all outdated, right? So I know I'm kind of going through this process of shedding because I've got to step into a higher level, but I'm having difficulty getting there, right? So on the equinox, the universe, I was on the equinox, I was at my friend Appy and Ruben's goodbye party. There was a beautiful musical ceremony. I got up, did some singing. And while they were playing their music and going on a sound journey, I was like, voomp. I got this message that my friend, Kwali, you might know her, she has like 20 pythons. I got this message. I was like, she's the next snake that sheds its skin. You need to get that skin from her, right? So I call her up and I say, like 2 days later, I said, okay, this is going to sound really weird, but can I make a request that the snake that's just shed its skin or the snake that will shed its skin, can I have it? Because for some reason I need to have it. It's like a totem energy to represent that I'm shedding skin, right? So the universe, and she said, how funny, 2 days ago when I had this vision, one of her snakes shed its skin perfectly right on the equinox, right on the autumn solstice. So then, bam, I'm in a portal. Bam, the universe has opened another portal of giving me the gift of the snake. And what is the snake all about? It's about shedding. It's about saying, you don't have to hold on to anything to move through. You can just shed. You can, because actually, what's underneath you, your light, your truth, your beauty, who you are, what is so there, is so ready to come through. You don't even have to do any work to allow it to come through. You just have to let that old layer go. You have to let it go perfectly. You don't need to hold on to little bits. You don't need to wrestle with parts of your personality. You don't have to be scared of what's coming up. It's just a simple process of letting go and letting this next layer of light emerge. And I was like, oh, wow, it can be that easy, right? So the gift of that was like, actually, this is an easy process, because I know some of the deaths and rebirths that I've gone through have been hellish. They've been really tough, right? Really, really tough. And it was like, actually, I can do this a lot quicker. So then this week, the rattlesnake came to me, and I had the opportunity to actually try. If you're a vegan out there, basically it's medicinal rattlesnake. It's dried rattlesnake. I don't know what part of it is. I'm quite experimental. I just took a little tiny little dab of it. But in South America, they use it a lot for, I don't know what, for healing, for ceremony. Who knows? Maybe witches even use it to create wonderful curses. I don't know. I really honestly don't know the ins and outs, but it's obviously a shamanic medicinal thing, right? So I get to have some of it, and I was feeling like rattlesnake, rattlesnake. And then I really just had a little bit of this, and I embodied the rattlesnake. I was like, all right, let's go with this. I know there's another portal of the snake that I need to move through and learn from, because what is animal medicine? It's teaching us to learn something. It's teaching us to take on another way, another perspective, another way of doing things, another way of looking at things. So that's how animal medicine works, right? So I'm taking a little bit of rattlesnake, and I'm very good at, like, I'm a channel, I'm a medium. I can shape shift and move into anything to get information. And all of a sudden, I've become the rattlesnake. And I'm like, okay, rattlesnake, show me your medicine. Show me what I need to do. And the message and the beauty of it was very, very clear. It was showing me that in my next chapter of light, in my next chapter of my work, and if you're a light worker, if you're a healer, if you're an energy person, if you're any of this stuff, you're gonna have to hear this, right? Is that you're going to have to shed and re-emerge your deeper light quicker and quicker and quicker than you've ever done before. And so the rattlesnake medicine was like, because rattlesnake's like, it's got this quickness to it, right? It's like, it gave me this energy from my thought of like seeing the vision, knowing who I am, knowing the decision I need to make, quickly shedding that's out of alignment and moving into it. And constantly being able to do this, shedding what's out of and moving into the new alignment, shedding what's out of alignment, moving into the new alignment. And so the gift of the rattlesnake was the quickening, the ability to quicken our shedding, the ability to move through our stuff quicker and quicker, and just move into alignment with a deeper light that is wanting to emerge and exist. And the reason this is important for you to hear is that as we get deeper and deeper and deeper onto our path of light, as we choose to honor it more and more and more and more, as we choose to deliver it and gift it out more and more and more to this world, the light energy is very quick, it's very fast, it's very intelligent, it's very full of wisdom, it's very moving, it's very creative, it wants to exist, it's high speed. I think that's it. That's what it is. It's high speed energy. That I can no longer slow it down, because if I do, I've kind of missed the train, right? I've missed the train to complete the legacy of light. I've missed the train. We don't want to miss the train. And so the message to you, right, is the light within you wants to awaken. Keep shedding your skin and let the higher and higher energy of it move through you, move through you, move through you, so that you can make quicker decisions, so that you can have high vision, so that you can move forward in the direction that you know that you need to move forward in. Because I know every one of us has a guiding energy of light inside of us, whether it's what we have to do, what we have to say, what we have to become, what we need to let go of, what we need, all those things, we have it. But we need to get faster and faster at honoring it, faster and faster at delivering it, and faster at shedding what is slowing us down, right? So be aware of this, right? And so I guess the gift is the gift of the rattlesnake. I think that's the gift I want to give you today. You guys want some rattlesnake activations? I know it sounds a little bit weird. Who's up for some rattlesnake activations? The key is, right, it's about the energy of it and how it can shift and move and change us to step into a deeper alignment. Because people, we have an extraordinary well of energy underneath us all. And it only wants to keep coming up to the surface and will only keep pushing against us, keep knocking at us, keep reminding at us, keep pulling up the blocks that we have to deal with, or whatever. And so sometimes we get these opportunities to step through these portals of time, to step through the portals of some animal medicine, to step through the portals of what needs to awaken so that we can fast track. Yeah, so we can fast track. Does that make sense? Am I making sense to you? Am I making sense? And maybe some of you guys are feeling a little bit stagnant. What have we got here? I've had a long period of stagnation and I'm ready to welcome the radical transformations. And it is about radical transformations. And it's also about not being scared of that deeper part of you that needs to emerge, not being scared of that light that wants to pulsate through you. I've got we've got some more messages coming up on the Facebook. Let me just read them. So we've got PB's up for some shedding and moving forward. Tox is saying, I have a Nigerian cobra skin in my flat and I use it for meditations to wrap up. Amazing. I'm not the only one who's gone into some snake medicine here. Charlotte saying, such a beautiful gift. Thank you, Rattlesnake. I feel this every day at the moment. Next day, I see the spider. She does one thing, she builds her web and then she receives. Yeah, totally, right? So animal medicine. Joyful Ripples is saying, James, snakes were in my dream this morning. So spot on. Amazing. All right. Okay. Gorgeous people. Should we do this? let's do some snake and rattlesnake and shedding activations. I think this is what's important. So I do like a little bit of embodiment. So give yourself a beautiful little shake and a wiggle. Maybe you want to put your arms in the air and breathe light down through your fingers. Maybe wash your body with some beautiful light, some energy. Maybe just run your fingers over your body. Maybe you just want to shed some old skin to begin with. We all know what shed we've been skinning. No, we all know what skin we've been wanting to shed, right? Like we all know what's a little bit stagnant and we've gotten a little bit stale or we've gotten a little bit like ho-hum or a little bit like, eat or what's the point? I might as well just watch Netflix, whatever it is, right? And some of us are like, I know who I truly am, but I'm still stuck in this old way of doing things. And so I just invite you to just start by just shedding some old skin. And in that, really set the intentions of what it is that you're wanting to let go of, right? What it is that you're wanting to let go of. And you might want to like run your hands like a knife over your energy body and then slide it all off you, or you might feel like you want to take off some pants off your face. Just let it go. You might feel it's tangled up, this old skin around parts like your throat chakra or your solar plexus or any part of you. Just unlock it, let it go, right? On one level, you're here because you already know that you've got a deeper light that needs to emerge, right? So you're already halfway here. Good. Let's just wipe that all away. And the second theme, and again, you might feel like skin keeps coming off you. So just allow it. So the second thing I want to do is we want to activate all the deeper light inside of you that wants to come to the surface more and more and more. Eventually we embody our light so much that it's all that we see, it's all that we speak, it's all that we hear, it's all that we know, it's all that we offer, it's all that we create. And that is the journey. There's only one path. So I invite you to let that deeper light inside of you start to wake up. Let it pop through all the cells in your body. You might want to just move it around your body. So maybe you want to feel your light dancing up to your shoulders, dancing to your chin, dancing all the way down through your belly button, your toes, dancing to your fingertips. Just let it all move through you and permeate through you. Beautiful. Okay. And that deeper light inside of you, I need you to recognize how strong and how powerful and how wise and how brilliant it is, and also how fast it is. How, like, it has a high frequency of energy. It's fast, it's quick, it's like laser, laser, laser. So just notice the voltage, the voltage of the light that lives inside of you, the high frequency of the light that lives inside of you, the speed of the light that lives inside of you. And just inhale and exhaling it all through all your cells. Inhaling light and then exhaling your light through all your cells. Okay, now we've got this. So we're going to do some cobra, rattlesnake, or cobra, whatever snake you want to use. It doesn't matter. Maybe you've got like an affinity to one of the snakes. We're going to do some rattlesnake stuff, right? So for those that are really into some animal medicine, we're just going to call in the intelligence or the energy or the medicine of the rattlesnake. And the rattlesnake energy is really powerful. You might start to feel it like a strong energy moving through. You might start, when I felt it, it felt like it came through my mind and third eye, giving me very sharp, clear visions of self, very sharp, clear decisions I need to make, very sharp, clear alignments I need to move into, very sharp and clear ways I need to move forward. So it kind of gave me an internal core strength. I could feel the tail maybe down at the base of my spine, the snake all the way up, and then its head more here. That was giving me these very sharp, clear visions. Now, when we have this sharp, clear visions, decisiveness, awarenesses of where we need to go, these visions are always moving us right to the next level, to the next level, to the next level of doing our business, to the next level of speaking, to the next level of giving the information, whatever, right? Because these visions and decisive actions we need to make are making us move up our game every time, right? Because we all have to keep upping our game. It's requiring old parts of us to shed away. So when I felt this rattlesnake through me, it moved through me, strengthened my spine, gave me a sense of I am strong. I know who I am, that core energy. I am who I am. I know who I am. And I'm moving to my next level. I'm moving to my next level. I'm moving to my next level. And at the same time as I'm moving to my next level, the rattlesnake energy was just shedding old parts of me quickly, old parts that need to go. And so what the rattlesnake is doing, the medicine of it, is it's just allowing a quickening of you to be in your light. So just allow that. You might feel some rattlesnake activations moving through. You might want to move it up your spine. You might want to inhale, breathe the rattlesnake energy all the way up from your base and exhale it out your third eye. Inhale rattlesnake energy, if that doesn't sound too weird, up through your base and exhale it through your third eye. And as you're doing that, you might also feel the rattlesnake energy opening up through the other cells in your body, and you might feel a lot of other old skin, old energy, old subconscious patternings which are getting in your way, needing to release. So if that's the case, you can just move it off you. So again, inhaling beautiful snake or rattlesnake energy all the way up your spine, exhaling it out your third eye. Inhale that rattlesnake energy all the way up, and then exhaling that rattlesnake energy all through your cells. And as it does, it just detoxifies everything that you are not needing in your life anymore. Subconscious programs, entanglements, connections to other people that are stopping you from moving to your next chapter and your next vision. So again, inhaling the rattlesnake energy all the way up your body, exhaling out your third eye to have these amazing visions, directions of self. Inhaling rattlesnake energy through your body, exhaling it through all your cells. And as it goes through all your cells, everything that's outdated, releasing and clearing. It's very cleansing. There's something very cleansing about this. If you can feel it, if you can get into it, it will just shift you. It will shift something very deeply inside of you. I hope you're feeling it. Okay. Now, the key is to this rattlesnake energy is that what it's showing us is what it is to have such clear and strong visions of who we are and what we need to do, that it is just easy to go and do it. That it's just like a no-brainer. It's like the body then just goes, oh, I'm doing it. And that's what we're needing. We're needing strong visions, strong decisions that need to be made with clarity. And then we're just acting upon it and following it through because it is in such deep alignment. It's in such deep alignment in truth. The visions of a truth, the decisions we have to make are the truth, that our body just moves into action because it is the most truthful thing for us to do. Right? And we're wanting to do this, have this movement because of the clarity that it brings us. I don't know if you can feel what I'm feeling here, right? And it's very important we get to a place of becoming clearer and clearer and clearer with the way that our light moves us, that the way that our light within us gives us visions and directions and guidance and what we're needing to create, right? It's very, and that we can just act upon it. We're not caught up in, oh, I can't do it, or it's the wrong thing, or what about my self-doubt, or I don't know if that person's not going to like it and I've got to confront them, and all that other drama we get into, and we tangle ourselves up, and then all of a sudden we're like strangling our own self in our own subconscious bullshit, right? Instead of being able to just move forward in the clarity. And this is the gift of the rattlesnake, right? This is the gift it gave me. And it gives you, right? It's to show you the clarity of the light, the wisdom, the high frequency, your ability to trust it impeccably. That you can trust your visions, those light visions you have for your future, for your offerings, for your creations, that you can trust it impeccably. That it has so much wisdom and truth and clarity and divinity and benefit for all, that you can trust it, and therefore you can just act upon it. And that movement of seeing, knowing, trusting, deciding, and acting upon it with such clarity is what's going to move you forward quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, right? That's what we're wanting to do. We need to start to exercise this part of us more and more and more, right? And so the rattlesnake doesn't have time. The rattlesnake medicine doesn't have time for all the, oh, I can't do it, or I'm wrong, or oh, it just doesn't have time for that. And it's showing you that you don't have time for that, right? You don't have time for that. And so it's quickening us. It's quickening our light. It's quickening our ascension. It's quickening the way we evolve. So I just invite you to breathe in all of those activations, all that clarity, the clarity of your light. And anything else that this rattlesnake medicine wants to give you, maybe it just gives you the clarity of your life. Maybe it's just releasing a lot more of your crap that slows you down. If that's the case, let it go. Right? Or maybe you're just feeling the clarity moving through you. right? You might feel this strong light, like diamond light. And just for a moment, letting the rattlesnake do whatever other activations, or maybe it gives you a message. Maybe it gives you a message of how to be. And if so, I'd love for you to write it into the chat. Or maybe it just gives you one word, like decisive or clarity. And I'd love you to write it into the chat if you're getting a message or one word, or maybe it's giving you a vision, just so that you can really claim the medicine of it, the energy of it. Yeah, and then maybe move it through your body. I tell you what, when I was really getting into the rattlesnake, I was like really like doing some great embodiment work. So, you could really let the snake energy move up through you, bringing that clarity. Maybe you want to give yourself a good shake or a dance. So Nicola's getting focus, and that's a beautiful thing to be having that focus. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And it's not giving you sidestepping or getting tangled up somewhere else, or it's that focus, the direction. Beautiful. We have wisdom. It's giving Rosalind. I have to move my. It's giving Rosalind wisdom, right? The wisdom to see, the wisdom of clarity. What other words is it giving you, people? Because we're all learning as a group here, right? So just write one word into the chat. I know you can all do it. There's about 30 of us here live or more on everything. Roxanne said she's late. Okay, Roxanne, that's fine. So Soul Path Mastery, magnificence, right? It's magnificence. I'm so clear and I've got so much clarity in my light that I'm magnificent. And I don't have time for anything else that tells me otherwise. Beautiful. Liliana, it's to breathe. Yeah, to breathe. So these are all very, very powerful words. For me, it just gave me clarity and vision and quicken, fasten, shed, focus, shed, clarity, vision. We've got power. It gives a sense of power. It gives me deep power as well. Brilliance, feeling that brilliant, that clarity of that energy. For Tox, it's to stay on the path. For Reshma, it's direction and laser dart vision. Like, that's what I need to do. And they have that energy, right? I think rattlesnakes are a bit like cobras. They're like fast. They know where they're going, what they're doing. Lorena has got trust the process. Yeah, beautiful. Biana's got reflection. Beautiful. So the moral, gorgeous people, is go hang out with the rattlesnake or a snake. Maybe you find some other power, but the point is it's a power animal. Power animals come in to our lives to show us stuff, to help us wake up in another way, because we're needing some of their magic and medicine. For Travis, it's to be in presence. Beautiful. Roxanne, the snake said to me, I'm late, like, hurry up. Oh, that's exactly what we were talking about. Oh, you were here. It's not that you were late to the live. It's telling you you're late. Get on with it. Exactly, right? Exactly. So the point is, animal medicine, you can enter into portals with time, like a beautiful time at the moment of the equinox shedding skin. The power animal came my way. I knew I was on a path of reinvention, and it all just opened up this beautiful power, this portal for me to be brave enough, probably, to actually take a little bit of rattlesnake medicine to actually, work with it. Because it's not something that I would necessarily be attracted to, right? Rattlesnake is definitely not something that I would be attracted to. We tend to get more attracted to like the dolphins or the butterflies or the jaguar energy or whatever. But rattlesnake is not something that we often get attracted to. So I'm so glad that this beautiful portal opens up for me to really embrace the medicine of it and bring me back to that clarity of self and quicken me, right? Quicken me. It's given me also safety to move in the physical world. Yeah, absolutely. Because, the thing about the snake is that it's quite sovereign in its own strength and own power and its own position in this world. Like, it knows who it is and why it's here and what it wants, and yeah. So it's going to totally give you safety to move in this world. Amazing. Okay, that was the the little bit of live activation I wanted to give you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope it has given you a little gem for you to walk forward in. I love hearing how this stuff manifests. So please just let me know. I do. And yeah, I think at the end of the month, I've got advice says exactly what I needed. Oh, so welcome. At the end of this month, I've got something downloading around light, around holding your light, around being laser with it, around offerings. This is really good if you're a coach or a healer or a teacher or a leader. And I'm just downloading. It's all coming at the moment. I wasn't going to do anything because I've got so much other stuff going on, but I can feel this thing. Last year we did the legacy of light, and this year I'm going to take it up a notch. So look out for that. It hasn't been finished yet, but it's coming. It's coming in my field and in my energy. I'm downloading it. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. There's so much always going on in my world. Come hang out with me on Instagram, on Facebook. There's always free stuff. There's always courses. There's always something happening. But I'm sending you so much love. Enjoy the shedding and enjoy the quickening. Enjoy the clarity of your light and your energy. And always look out for the portals, these magical portals, and the universe lines things up for you to walk through to really advance, right? To really advance. Monica's saying, I didn't connect to the state, but I have connected to the star. Amazing. Star's good enough. That will definitely give you something. But on a bigger note, this universe is playing with you, right? It's wanting you to grow. It's wanting you to evolve. Play back with it. It's all one big play for you to find yourself, find your truth, find the truth of this world, and bless life. Because I'm telling you, this world really does need to be blessed with more and more of your lights, 100%. And we have to remember this, and we have to keep believing this, and we have to keep staying on the path of this, because we are all incarnating heaven into reality, 100%. We can fall off the wagon sometimes, and we can sometimes, and let me tell you, there are many ways to incarnate light into reality, and it can be fun, and it can be a little bit crazy, it can be wild, it can be adventurous, it can be wise, it can be brilliant, it can be funny. There are so many ways that we get to incarnate, but don't forget that path. And don't forget to know that underneath all of your stuff is this extraordinary light, high frequency energy that wants to exist and manifest more and more and more. Reshma is moving gracefully with the power of the snake. Amazing. Okay, gorgeous people. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I see you. Come hang out with me. Look out, there's something coming. I'm downloading. It's coming. There's something coming your way that's never been done before. Bye. Oh, I'm about to go make some fairy doors. You know those little fairy doors that you paint them and you stick them on the trees? So we've got some crafts happening this afternoon. So I might do some stories around that as well. That should be fun. Got to keep the children entertained in all of this magical world that we live in as well.